A very, very good evening to every one of you, my dear friends who are watching this show. And I would just a minute share entire screen. I'm sorry, I'm not able to share the screen from my side, but a very warm welcome. That slide just had one little quotation on it, and I will say the quotation that even miracles take a little bit of time. My dear friends, do you know who had said this? Even miracles take a little bit of time, and this quotation has been said by Cinderella's godmother. So, today we have two beautiful godmothers who are going to walk us through the journey of motherhood. We are going to celebrate parenthood, motherhood along with them. And to introduce to both all of you, we have our wonderful guests. I welcome both of them. We have Dr. Tejal Parulkar and we have Dr. Poornima. So, Dr. Tejal, who is my very dear friend, is a medical microbiologist and she's a consultant at Gurukrupa Diagnostic Centers, Hadda. She's a heartfulness practitioner for 18 years and a certified heartfulness trainer. Some of our specialities which are highlighted are embracing and promoting overall wellness with a holistic approach to living using simple heartfulness meditation practices as an empowering tool, life coaching and practices for an emotional health including heartful communication. She shares very personal interests, including healthy cooking, which even I do share, reading, and trekking. Trekking, of course, is not my hobby, but yes, cooking and reading are. So, a very warm welcome to you, Dr. Tejal Parulkar. And the other guest of the evening is Dr. Poornima. She's from Mysore and she's a gynecologist who has over 20 years of experience. She hails from her alma mater is Mysore Medical College. She was a fifth ranker. That's really great. And Dr. Purima specializes in high risk pregnancies, which we are here to talk about high risk pregnancy. She has performed more than 18,000 deliveries. Oh my dear. She's a managing partner of Mrs. Poornima Hospital, which is the first exclusive women and childcare hospital in Mysuru. She's a co-founder of Messrs. Prithvi Eco Sciences Private Limited and co-founder of Praja Satya Kannada Daily Newspaper and Vrindavan Hospital, the Vidya Aranya multi-speciality healthcare facilities. And she also practices heartfulness meditation. So these are our fairy godmothers today, and a very, very warm welcome again to both of them and to every one of you who is attending this webinar. So we are here, as I said, to celebrate womanhood and and also parenthood. We are here to discuss the journey which a couple goes through who are longing to have a fulfilled and a healthy family life. I'm sure each one of us understands that after a marriage happens, within few days or within few months, everyone looks out or everyone is expecting when will the news come, when will the baby come, and that little one, that little baby brings a lot of cheer, brings a lot of joy to everyone who is around him or her. So today we are here to understand that some of the couples experience challenges. How do we overcome these challenges? So my first question is to Dr. Poornima. We may be aware of the physical implications of infertility, but what are the mental health implications of experiencing challenges in conception? Dr. Poornima, over to you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm at the outset. I thank Heartfulness Wellness team for uh, inviting me for this webinar. I deal with a lot of patients with infertility and newly wed couples. When they come, they will be anxious. First of all, most of them will be new to the, I mean, conception, marriage, lot of family issues will be there, will lot of tension. It's a full of emotional thing. There will be anxiety will be there, joy also will be there, and they are exposing to the new environment and relatives, those pressures and all those things will be there. And nowadays what I'm seeing is when the couple comes, and even now we whole family will come for the family counseling, like when you please tell them how to be there, like what all to eat and what to do, when to conceive, because so many family members have come along with the couple. So they ask, they are also more tensed, because actually nowadays what we are seeing is age group of the married couple is especially females, it is prolonging. Before it was around 22, 25, now it is around 28, because of the social changes and education, and even female partners are girls are more into their professional thing and all those things. So in family, these are the emotional things will be going on, whether they will conceive early or they are going to postpone. So in from the elder point of view, this emotional conflict will be going on. So on the couple part of thing, they are not sure. So many times they won't be sure. Girl, if she is in a professional thing or studying or something like that, they want to postpone the conception, and for that they will come. So I usually, as a doctor, we tell them, like if the age group is around 25 to 30 or something like that, it's better to conceive in that age group. So because most of them, they want to postpone it, so they will come for contraception, what are the contraception methods, and they will be very anxious when is the safe period, because so many people doesn't want to use the contraception methods, and some contraception methods like pills, injectables are not safe for non-pregnant, and I mean those who have not become pregnancy before. So for just married couples, we don't advise any contraceptive methods or intrauterine devices and all those things. So safer method is barrier method, or safe period, or if the periods are regular, if it is regular, we advise them for safe period. So these are the mental aspects of conception, what they will have in a newly wed couples. And other emotional things, deeply disturbing emotional things, is when female partner is in a professional thing, and she is not able to conceive, some problem in the family, or she's like doctors, as a doctor, we have to finish our mbbs and post graduation. So many times it will be there, post graduation will so be so hectic, even if they are perceiving for ias, kas, or any other professional thing, so they have to postpone. So for them also, we advise, nowadays we are advising, if really they want to postpone their pregnancies, they can store their egg, because once after that will be a aged egg, so that quality of the embryo won't be good. So because of that, we are advising, so many people are coming and asking that, we are also very because they have read in some papers or something like that, and it is going on in metro cities, in Bangalore, Mumbai and all. So these film actors and professionals, so they are preserving their egg, so that later they can conceive, so the
Thank you.
quality of the egg will be good.
As I hear you, you say anxiety is the first and major
Yes.
mental issue which we as professionals look at when the couple approaches us. Yes, I do agree with you. And as you also rightly put it, that many professional couples who seek help from you come with a lot of shame and I think guilt and also vulnerability. So the couples who come to us as professionals definitely travel this journey and they feel that loneliness which seems to encloud them and to affect their married life. So Dr. Tejal, coming on to you, how does infertility affect the married life and the environment around the couple?
So, thank you, Dr. Snehal. while I was listening to Dr. Poornima, she mentioned about the anxiety, and this anxiety comes out of this deep need within where, a couple wants to conceive or go to parenthood. And when that doesn't happen, there is usually a kind of blame game that starts, we start searching out for who is at fault. Am I
Right.
not conceiving? Is it because of me or is it because of the other person? So when I start blaming myself, naturally I go into depression and the relation is not going to go ahead in a smooth way. And I'm not going to be happy or comfortable with my surroundings as well. And similarly, if I blame my partner, it is another tragedy altogether because then uh, I'm constantly blaming, constantly thinking that it is because of him that or her that we are not able to conceive and start a family. To add to this, there is always a pressure of family members which keep on coming from the parents, both from the husband or the wife. And then it creates all the more disharmony between the husband and the wife to start with. So I think it all starts with that mental stress, anxiety, where when you go deep into it and you are really lose your balance and you go into the blame game, it destroys. So I would
Thank you,
say
Dr.
that is a
Kiran.
major.
I think we can sum it up or put it into an acronym, as my dear friend who's a psychiatrist from Mumbai, he puts this as gadbad, GADBAD. In Hindi, there is a word which is gadbad. G stands for guilt, A stands for anxiety, D stands for denial, and B stands for burnout or blame game, not burnout, sorry, I think it's blame game. Then comes the anger, and then comes the depression. So the couple, I think, undergoes this gadbad in a nutshell. And this gadbad starts happening at all levels, right from the mental, emotional, physical. So as wellness professionals, we say that wellness has an outreach, or wellness touches all aspects of your being, all the 8 aspects. And I think this, any like if we have a cut even in our index finger or a little finger, I think we do have the pain and we keep having it interfering even in our daily life. So a problem as big as this, or a challenge, I wouldn't call it a problem, a challenge as big as this definitely affects everyone who is involved in the family, and especially the relationship between the couples. Having said this, when I was reading through Ayurveda, and also what our Indian philosophy says about the conception and pregnancy, Dr. Purnima, I came to this wonderful place where it was written in Garbha Upanishad that the Garbha, or the womb, is where the consciousness awakens. And that is so deep. That was really a very deep statement, profound and deep statement, which I came across. So when we are looking at a place where we are looking at conception so profoundly affected by anxiety, so how do you feel that this resonance, because anything in nature or even our individual cells have some frequency, and that frequency gets disturbed because of stress, because of many other factors. So how do you feel this vibrational compatibility within the self and within the couple? um, how does it play a role in this whole journey?
See, Dr. Snehal, actually, this whole world, universe, it's everything is vibrational. So whatever you are there, we are speaking, there is some vibration, and we are responding for that resonance will be there. So whatever you take say, any rock, or this phone, or whatever it is. So everything, every cell, everything has, every material has got, and every human being has got some vibration level, that it has to be compatible. So according to the it is actually, it's a science, just like puzzle how it will fix, no, same like that, that frequency. So in radio we 92.6 or something like that, because so many waves will be there in the environment. Whenever we switch on to that frequency, we will catch that wave, I mean wave, this sound waves. So same like that, there are some vibrations. So vibrational compatibility is there in each level, even at the time of death, at the time of birth, at the time of conception. There will be, that's what I feel. Like previous, our Sanatana Dharma used to say, they used to take the time, and they used to match. So these are the things they knew, these are the vibrations it's going on in the surrounding as well as, so that will be more compatible to the couple. And even here in conception, compatibility, vibrational compatibility is very very necessary. So now, like, we can designer babies, we can get it. Like if the couple's attitude is in that way, if you want a saintly baby, something like that, or wisdom with wisdom, or with courage, or with leadership, so you come to that vibrational level. Both the couples should have that environment. So before only they should read about that condition, or what type of baby, I mean, this mentality, their mentality should be in a compatible way when they meet. So like, it is not that the time of the birth or place of the birth is important, it's not that important. The time of conception, and the time of conception is important, and the attitude of the couple at the time of conception is very very important. Why? Because that their vibrational resonance, that will attract the same type of resonance, the way the souls will be there, that soul will come. So because that souls will be searching for the place to go forward, because it's all the journey of the souls. So I have done something in my previous janma, and to in a spiritual way, so I want to go forward in my soul journey. So I will see the whichever is the compatible environment for me to grow, about my soul to grow further, to reach my goal, that ultimate goal. That everywhere it is happening like that. So according to the fear, the attitude of the couple at the time of conception is perfect. It is compatibility is there. Definitely you can attract you the good soul, and strong soul, and whatever your attitude is there, your both your couple's attitude is there, and for your family thing, it will be very good. That's what it is. It is science, and it is proved. Actually, the conception time is very very important. So always Daji says that story. You would have all heard about Dhritarashtra, Pandu, and how they Vidura, how they born. So
Very,
this is the
very
importance
interesting.
of conception, time of conception, and the attitude of the conception. The couples is very very important at the time of conception.
So I think for our viewers, if you want to listen to this particular story and to the philosophy which Dr. Kamlesh Patel has already always spoken about when we talk about conception, that the attitude which the couple carries during the moment, at the moment of conception, is extremely important. You all can subscribe to the Heartfulness channel, the YouTube channel, and you can definitely watch this video live. So, needless to say, as you rightly put it, Dr. Tejal, the mental attitude or the mental makeup of a couple is extremely important when it comes to uh, conception. And when we talk about the mind and body relationship, whatever goes on into the mind affects the body, and whatever goes on into the body affects the mind. But as we know, being from a psychology background, the mind does not understand the difference between a physical threat and a psychological threat. So imagine you're walking on the road and you see a speeding car come across, you go into a flight and fright and flee response. So that is a response which is generated even when something like that happens. So what are the qualities? Like Dr. Tejal, it is said that a woman should be strong. It is also said that you should look at the challenge dead in eye and give it a wink. So this is what resilience is, and at the same time you expect that the person, the woman, to be compassionate, to look out after herself well. So these qualities of resilience and gratitude in this phase or this journey, how do they count, and can you say something about them? Can you briefly let us know what do you feel, your thoughts on it?
Sorry, excuse me. Yeah. So, Dr. Snehal, at the first, let me acknowledge that it is a very difficult phase.
Yes.
We say you need to be strong, you need to have resilience, you need to have gratitude. Yes, and at the same time, the couple who is going through, especially the lady who is going through, goes through quite a lot of turmoil, both at a mental, emotional, physical, all levels. It is a lot of pain that is associated. And at the same time, I would like to add that over 5 years, I have been associated with a program which helps couples who are feeling you're going through infertility. And when I look at them, when I see them, especially those ladies who have, uh, somewhere found that strength within, it could be through various ways. Some they do something which they really long for. Either they start working, or they start meditating. They start really self introspecting and working on their relationships. And over a period of time, I've seen them developing resilience. And also, there are a few stories which really I'm surprised with, because when they share, they feel so much of gratitude, because they realize that it was nice that they're not conceived earlier, and when they conceive, this is the right time. And when they have that thought within, or when they have that faith within, that yes, I am strong within and I know things will take place accordingly, it really changes the direction. I'm actually amazed the way I've seen couples who have really come out of this, I would say, daldal of gadbad, and have conceived. So I would say resilience and gratitude obviously are the way forwards, and at the same time, it is not easy. Maybe something which they really long for, self introspection, meditation, can definitely help them. So, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Tejal. That was very, very deep. And as a developmental therapist, which I am with my kids always, and I always look at the parents who walk the journey also have a difficult phase, and we always give these kids a ball which is called as a crazy ball, and the crazy ball is like when you put it down, it rebounds back with the same speed, and that is exactly what I can define resilience as. It's like a crazy ball, but a little bit of craziness is definitely required when you want to walk the journey of love and grit. So that's really, really great to hear from you about the workshop and the program, which we'll come to in a bit. And before we go to that, I would like to go to Dr. Poornima and ask her, as a gynecologist, what are some of the medical measures we can take or the couple can adopt to cope up with infertility?
Nowadays what we are seeing is in female partners, this ovulation is not occurring. So PCOD is the main problem. And PCOD means they are not ovulating. So every month, every one egg has to, one follicle has to develop, and ovulation has to occur. During the ovulation, after the ovulation, couple has to meet, and conception has to occur. So nowadays we are facing that girls, most of the 80 actually, around the age group of 20 to 20, 30, 35, 30. So normal periods is not at all happening. Like about 70 to 80% are coming with an ovulation, irregular periods. So first, before they are planning for any pregnancy, their cycles should be regular. Whether they are, we have to see whether they have to see whether they are ovulating or not, and when is the fertile period, when they have to have a contact, sexual activity. Because ovulation occurs if your cycles are 28 to 30 days. So ovulation occurs at 12 to 14 days, 14th day of your period. So during that time, if you are planning for the pregnancy, you have to have a contact in that period. Because once ovulation occurs, once it comes, the ovum comes from egg, ovary to the fallopian tube. That's lifespan is only 24 hours. So within that 24 hours, it has to conceive. So if that doesn't fertilize, that ovum doesn't fertilize after 24 hours of the ovulation, it will die. So again, one more egg has to come, means next month only. So that period is very, very important. So they have to see their, check their regularization of the periods in the female partner, and they have to reduce their weight. Nowadays we are facing so many problems of infertility along with obesity. Because of obesity also there will be irregular and ovulation will be there. And one more major problem what we are facing is hypothyroidism, some hormonal imbalance. So their thyroid level should be normal, everything will be okay, but they are not conceiving. Then when we check that hormones, thyroid level will be uh, I mean it's not, it won't be normal whether it is hyper or hypo. So they have to have a check on the hypothyroid level also, it should be normal to have a normal pregnancy to ovulation, I mean pregnancy to occur. In male partners we are facing lot of, because of stress or work pressure or so many things, we are actually 30% is the female partner, 30% cause for the infertility is the male factor, and 30% is unknown. So everything will be normal, 30% are unknown. So 30% of male partners will have most of the time what we are seeing is oligospermia, sperm count will be very less, or sperm motility will be less. Motility will be less, count will be less, and the quality of the sperms are very bad. Asthenozoospermia we say, if it got tail, head won't be there, that it is not proper morphologically, it is not proper. That type of sperms it won't have a conception rate is very bad. And even conception occurs also, abortion rates are more common. Because now before it they were blaming, if any abortions or any miscarriage occurs, it is only female partner. It is not like that now. So even for sperm, quality of the sperm is very very important for conception as well as any abortions or abnormal babies and all those things, anomalous babies. And this is the stress is the main most common factor in the male factor. And quality of the sperm, and some ejaculatory fraction, I mean factors will be there. The sexual act itself, it is not happening. So many people they have come with us, they don't know the knowledge about sexuality, how the conception occurs, and what is the type of sexual activity, so many, what is insemination and all those things. So lack of knowledge also we have come across in the male partners. So these are the things we are facing. So medically these are the things we are seeing in the clinics.
Thank you, Dr. Poornima. That was really, really educative. And as we go further and walk further into this webinar, I would like you to continue, and I would like to ask you, are there any coping strategies that you could talk about for these couples to address these challenges, the various challenges what they are facing?
Yeah, nowadays we are asking them to go for a lifestyle modification. Mainly, we tell most of the doctors are telling lifestyle modification. First, when they come obesity couple, I mean, lady comes, we ask them to go for a Ayurvedic Panchakarma treatment or detoxification or yoga therapy and meditation. Meditation is very very important, because mainly what we are seeing is mainly this all problems occurring is because of stress induced. Because of stress their hormones are going haphazard here and there. Today it will be one thing, and tomorrow after 1 month it will be different one. They will tell you this is was not there before, why it has come now. So every month, and every after 3 months, every 3 months the sperm quality will change, every month the egg quality will change. So it all depends on their mental status and stress level. So before nowadays what I am doing is, before putting on them some any drugs, I mean any treatment, I ask them for go for any detoxification treatments in Ayurvedic or naturotherapy, and after that you please come. Because this infertility drugs, ovulation induction drugs, we can't keep on pumping them, because later it may cause side effects for them. So those who are they may go for premature menopause at the age of 35 itself, she may attain menopause. Otherwise, she would have had regular cycles till 45, 50. So, if we trigger her ovaries to produce more eggs, when the environment is not proper, just we are growing the eggs, but conception is not happening, because the number of ohms, the egg number of eggs is fixed to that particular lady. So we can't increase the number. Whatever the number is there in the ovaries, it is that much only. God has given when she was born only. After maturation, one every month one follicle will develop, but we can't increase the number of the eggs. That's why we have to be very careful before putting them, before subjecting them for any treatment. Before that, we have to see all the environment, external as well as internal environment with them, with the couple is proper or not. Because this is my 20-year-old, I mean, practice. When I started my practice, I used to, whenever the patient comes, they are anxious to conceive, I would have given that ovulation drugs. So you take this tablet and contact in these days. But now I'm not doing that because of my experience of what I'm telling you. Please go for any program like this. The Heartfulness, I'm very grateful to the Heartfulness team and wellness team, so that they are taking this issue, this type of people. So nowhere it is there, like just Ayurveda people are there, they do panchakarma and all those things, but it is in the physical level. So mental level, nobody is tackling. And even we don't have time to sit and talk and counsel them, and to ask about their family background, how it is, how what is the background of their family, whether they have separate room or so many things. We don't even, I know I don't ask them, like. So these are the things it matters for the conception. So wellness team is doing, Heartfulness wellness team is doing very great job. Our preceptors, whoever I refer them to the Heartfulness Divya Janani team, they are taking those patient, I mean couples very well, and they are advising them according to they do actually diet counseling and yoga according to, it is tailor made. Because one diet is not equally distributed, I mean, because our ethics will, I mean, our social culture is so much of diversity is there. So South Indians and North Indians, we can't tell them to have rice in North India or go only for chapati and in South India, like that. So we have to be tailor made. Program should be there for any infertile couples. So this
Absolutely.
Heartfulness wellness is doing very well. So they go detail into their history, all this history, diet history, as well as lifestyle, what are the, and their mental, this thing, psychologically, they are actually, those team members are doing all the work, like as a psychologist, as a therapist, as a physio, like all those things, detoxification, and they have teaching them like how to clean themselves. So cleaning, because samskaras, some emotion things will be there, which is lodged in their mind for longer time. That also it is hindering. There is all scientific reasons are there, like why it is there. It's not happening. Before, what you said, like we used to tell it is a myth or superstitious. Some they tell you go to that temple and do some puja, it will be get relieved. So maybe when they do that puja, they mentally they feel free. So whatever that guilt was there, it went off. So soon after that, they will conceive. So it is scientifically, it is good actually. Nowadays, like maybe when we do cleaning or something like that, when we do self cleaning, so definitely that all they will become so light and everything will be cleared, and immediately they will conceive. So what I am seeing in my practice is those who have prepared the field externally or internally, and putting
Very,
them
very
on
important.
putting them
Extremely
on
important.
this.
So,
Yeah.
as our fairy, one of our fairy godmother has introduced this concept of the program, I go to the next fairy godmother, Dr. Tejal, and ask her this beautiful program, which actually says a beautiful quote which I got is, and sometimes against all odds, against all logic, we still have hope. I think Dr. Tejal will readily agree with me that every couple who has approached us for this program has come with hope, has come with vulnerability, and I would like Dr. Tejal to share her views and her thoughts about this journey.
Uh, yes, Dr. Snehal, I really resonate with you on this. That this program, the one which I mentioned, is the same program, the Divisionary program that is offered by Heartfulness. And being a doctor myself, we do interact with these participants and take a bit of their medical history as well. So, medically speaking, I have seen couples whom uh, I know Dr. Poornima and Dr. Kalpana also, who were there with us, they would say difficult to conceive, or maybe they cannot conceive. It is asthenospermia or oligospermia, and either IUI or IVF can only help. And we have seen these couples conceiving naturally, only out of that hope and that belief that yes, they will be able to sail through. And this program also supports the couples in a lot of in their upgrading, or maintaining their emotional stability, or I would say being stable, and taking one step at a time. It is not that things will change overnight, as I think Dr. Snehal mentioned in the beginning. It doesn't change in a day, it takes some time. So maybe it takes a few months, few days, and I'm sure I've seen them sailing through. It is a miracle, I would say, and it. I feel so grateful the moment I hear every time, oh, this couple has conceived. It's like, wow, after 10 years, 12 years of their married lives, after trying everything, after losing hope from everywhere, when they come and when we see them conceiving, it's joy everywhere for them, for us, for everyone. So, Dr. Sil, would you like to mention about the program when we are
Yes,
having? Yeah?
I would like to say that uh, having walked through this program from 2017, my dear friends, Heartfulness Institute has looked at, or maybe uh, has been guided. We have all been guided by our guide, Dr. Kamlesh Patel, and this program is a gift to humanity to create a new world, a world in which courage does not always roar. Sometimes courage is that little voice at the end of the day that says, I am ready to try once again tomorrow. I think this is the resilience, this is the love which this program gives every participant who is there, who is an integral part of the journey. We all become co travelers the moment a couple joins us. We share our joys, we share our I think many couples just open out, and that letting out the baggage actually helps them to travel this journey light. Imagine carrying a bag full of, I mean, 2 or 3 bagfuls and walking through for 2 to 3 kilometers, or going on a trek. Dr. Tejal loves trekking. So imagine trekking with a lot of baggage. You need a lot of training for that. And believe me, this program gives the couple that type of training, develops their resilience, also develops or maybe helps them to discover that love which they carry within. So, all of us as human beings have intrinsic goodness in our heart. We have that love. We have within us that warmth. But because of the stress which we face around, we somewhere become hardened. It is like putting the carrot in hot water or putting the egg in hot water. That's what happens to many of us. Some of us get swished, some of us become hard. And this program actually is a program where which allows you to become like coffee, where the coffee is put in hot water and it blends and you get a beautiful aroma. So this is a 12-week program, and there's a lot of practice which goes hand in hand along with what techniques we give. The heartfulness meditation, cleaning techniques. We have the anger detox, stress detox. Every couple comes with different needs. Every individual has different challenges. So this program meets the challenges of that couple and handholds them in their journey towards conception. And as Dr. Tejal rightly put it, when a couple just gives us a message that I've conceived or my test is positive, and we are like, "Yee, that's a eureka moment." So this we have an upcoming batch for division, and during the lockdown phase, we had online sessions, and post the online sessions, we are now launching this program on site in Kanha Shantivanam, which are the headquarters of Heartfulness Institute. We invite every one of you who has friends and who would like to attend this webinar, I mean, the program, which will make a difference in their life and which will help them create a beautiful world ahead. Do help them and do feel free to reach us at Divya at heartfulness.org. We at the Heartfulness, as a Heartfulness Wellness team, welcome every one of you to participate in many programs which we offer, and this program which we are offering, which is meant for couples who want to change the life, want to change their life and lives of many around them. Thank you to my fairy godmothers who have made this miracle possible for many couples and also for walking the journey with me today. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to see you all in Kana Shativanam, Hyderabad.
It's not only for infertile couples, those who are like just